Your new life will cost you your old one. And change, obviously, is very uncomfortable. Anything that is new and the unknown and potentially and most probably new for our subconscious is unsafe, and therefore it's uncomfortable or it feels wrong. Things we're taught in childhood or things we experience in childhood or even in adulthood create, connections in our brain that tell us this equals unsafe, this equals unsafe, this is how we're going to protect ourselves. For example, not in all cases, of course, but gaining weight can be a huge sign of protection. Your body's way of protecting itself. Avoiding relationships and friendships, protecting yourself from something that might have happened early on in life, right? The body has its way and the mind has its way of doing what it's thinking is best for us, when in the end it's just maybe hindering us a little bit. And the hard part is that you have to figure out, you have to kind of jump around your subconscious a little bit and tell yourself that it's okay to feel this way, because in the end it's going to be beneficial for you and it's something you have to work through. What's a great example? When you're growing in teeth. Your baby teeth fall out and your new teeth are coming through and it hurts, but it's vital. You need your teeth, right? You need your teeth to eat, to survive. So it's uncomfortable, possibly, most likely painful, but it's vital for your growth, for your evolution, for your survival. Yeah, the subconscious is a funny thing, and we're primarily running on our subconscious mind. So, taking the time and effort to really work on it and work on beliefs and limitations is huge. Not everybody wants to do it though, right? Because it is uncomfortable, but it is what it is. Moving back to the topic, your new life will cost you your old one. We can dream, we can pray, we can visualize this new life. And don't get me wrong, visualization works. It's a huge step of manifestation. But in order to have this new life, truly, 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 this new life that you envision and you feel aligned with and you desperately desire, she, he, they, whatever, they make different choices. That you truly desire, they make different choices than you're making now, because the choices you're making now created this reality. And if this is not where you want to be, you have to make a change. And that's hard sometimes, because maybe that means losing the friends. Maybe that means moving out of the environment you're in. Maybe that means changing the job. Maybe that means changing the style. Maybe that means different car, different way of eating, different way that you talk to yourself, that you think about yourself, maybe a different way of viewing the world. Maybe you release control and you learn to surrender. Maybe you release control and you learn to let go. Maybe it means that you need to view yourself differently. Does the version that you want to be spend money easily and throw it away on little things that maybe you don't really need? Or does the version of you budget, Maybe it's the opposite. Maybe you're too constricting with your money and you need to let loose a little bit. The way to make a difference from where you are right now to where you want to be is to make different choices and take different action. You don't have to 180 your life in a day. Take a step at a time, a day at a time. So make one choice that's different, that could change the outcome. And keep making either consistent changes in one direction or make changes throughout your day in different things until you start to feel that A, it's safe to make different choices, B, it's safe to let things happen the way they're meant to happen and let things unfold the way they're meant to unfold. Maybe you're somebody who goes against change at all costs. If it's not by your plan, it's not happening. Well, guess what? Your plan is putting you where you are right now, which is not where you desire to be. So what needs to shift? Okay? Your old life is safe. Your old life is comfortable. Your old life will feel like a part of you is gone, is died, right? And it is so true that there's a grieving process for your old life. So I'm being so honest with you right now. If you want that new life, if you desire to be happier or more at peace, make more money, healthier, whatever it is that you want to see yourself as in the future and make that your reality, you have to promise yourself right now that you will keep pushing through the stage where you shed the skin. You will allow yourself to grieve it, because it's a part of you that's gone. It's a part of you that's ended. A cycle ended, a part of you that doesn't exist in this reality anymore. And I think people maybe don't talk about the grieving process so much because when they get to that stage, they think they've done something wrong or they think they made a mistake. Not all the time, but you have to be okay with moving through the grieving process because a part of you has died. Part of you doesn't exist anymore. You know, she's in the past, he's in the past, whatever. Can you allow yourself to be strong enough to work through that process? Can you stay consistent? Can you keep making choices that future version of you would make? Even though it hurts, even though it's difficult, or maybe it's wonderful, but deep down inside you can still feel the loss of that version of you. Your new life will cost you your old one. And there's a lot that ties into that. Something that you should be aware of is that to get to that process, to even start that process, you have to have a certain level of trust with yourself. And you have to trust the universe, whatever you believe in, the force that is outside of you. You have to trust that A, everything is happening for you and it's got your back, and B, you got your back. And if you don't trust yourself, we all have times where we don't, or we make different decisions than what we told ourselves we would do. And sometimes that's necessary, correct? But if you don't trust yourself primarily, then before you even start this process, I would start setting examples so that your subconscious mind and your conscious mind know that if you say this, you'll stick to it. If this person does this to you, you will set that boundary. Because when you trust yourself and you know that you will back yourself up and that you're the most important person first, then moving into that grieving process, moving into those changes, moving into the unknown, having your whole life flip upside down, you will still feel maybe a minuscule amount, but a resemblance of security, because you'll know that you trust the decisions you make and you follow through, right? Things fall apart. Things fall apart, and it's uncomfortable. Yeah, it's not the funnest. But after we talk about all that craziness, imagine you coming out on the other side. Imagine your new reality. Yeah, but basically the gist is your old life, also your old life doesn't resonate with you anymore, clearly. It clearly doesn't resonate with you anymore because you're choosing to visualize and desire something else. And if you desire something, it means you already have it in an alternate timeline, right? It already exists somewhere out there in the ether, in the 5D or whatever. And now it's up to you to bring it into the 3D. And I was just speaking to someone about this. This is actually, kismet. I was just speaking to somebody about this, that your future self speaks to you, or doing the healing work is your way of telling your past self, or telling your the version of you that's coming up, right? So if you're the future self and you're working through trauma and you're choosing new things and you're making different choices, that pull, that sudden urge and that desire is your future self telling you and guiding you in the new direction of where she, he, they, whatever is right now, right? So really you are speaking to yourself and you are the one guiding yourself into this new reality because it already exists. she did the work. She's calling you. And that's why you have this sudden urge, this sudden shift, and everything is changing because she's doing the work. And now you're doing the work because you're now becoming her. And every version after you is going to be doing the same thing. And I was like, wait, like that's crazy. But it made sense in my brain. So I believe that could be true. That change is happening because a future version of you is living a life that is different and more aligned with you and your purpose and your karma, and brings you more fulfillment and joy. And so secretly she's whispering in your ear that it's time to change, it's time to move. And if she's capable of it, so are you, right? Okay, bye.